Welcome to Green River College. My name is Oksana Knyaz, and today I am here to tell you a little about Green River College and why you should choose Green River College for your education in the United States. There are many colleges and universities in the United States, over 4,000 of them, and Green River College is actually number 9 amongst colleges in the United States for international students. So many international students do choose Green River as their educational journey before they transfer to university. One of the reasons why students choose colleges in the United States is because of the cost. For example, Green River costs $10,350 per year, where University of Washington costs $35,000. University of California, about $40,000, and University of Michigan is $46,000. So as you can see, the cost of Green River College is one of the greatest options to choose because it's so much lower. Green River College is located near Seattle, Washington. We're actually 45 minutes away from Seattle, which is a great location for students to study and just go to Seattle and enjoy city life on the weekend. Why do students choose Green River? Well, as I mentioned, lower cost is one of the reasons, but also an excellent transfer opportunity. Our students transfer all over the United States once they complete their first 2 years with us, and they transfer to university to complete 2 more years to get their bachelor degree. We have on-campus housing for students, which is not very usual for colleges in the United States. So we are one of the colleges that actually offers that to the students. We have advisors for international students that provide an individual plan for each student. They work with each advisee and help them create this individual plan so they can successfully transfer to university of their choice. Smaller classes, each classroom is about 35 students, so it's a small environment and a great opportunity for students to actually meet with their professor, ask questions, and get any help that they need. Some facts about Green River are the following. So we have about 10,000 students at the Green River College studying, whether it's online currently or just in person. So we have a big campus. And of those 10,000 students, we have about 1,000 students of international population. And those students are from 60 different countries. So we usually say this is where the world meets. Students make great friendships with students from other countries. And I know that many students actually stay friends after they leave Green River and after they graduate. So this is an excellent location and place where you can meet people from all over the world and stay connected with them even after you graduate. We have on campus, like I said, housing. We have wonderful host families that take our students in. We have beautiful campus buildings where students can take classes, they can work out, gym, brand new gym. We have cafeteria, we have bookstore, and it's just a beautiful park-like campus. So what do we offer? We offer a university transfer program, which is, like I said, it's an excellent transfer program for students to complete 2 years with us and then transfer to university of their choice and complete 2 more years to receive a bachelor degree. If you're not an English proficient student and you need some preparation for your English, we do have an intensive English program. So you can take some courses and get ready for your academic program and then finish 2 more years and transfer to university. Now, if you're not a high school graduate in your home country, you can study with us in the High School Completion Plus program. So this program is for high school students who are 16 years of age or older, and they can complete their high school at the same time as they're working on their university transfer program. So again, it's an excellent program for students that do not have a high school completion diploma or high school diploma in their home country. So some of our most popular transfer areas are business, engineering, computer science, IT, but we also have journalism, we have communication, we have pre-med, hospitality, and aviation, and many, many, many more. Our intensive English program consists of 5 levels. So depending on the level, when you join Green River, you will be completing levels of intensive English program, and each level takes 1 quarter, so 3 months. And since we are in the quarterly system, it'll take you 3 months to complete each level, and then once you complete them, you will be accepted into the academic program. If you are joining us for high school completion program, you will be taking classes and receive credits for both Green River Associate Degree and Washington State High School Diploma. So in 2 years, you should receive your high school diploma, State of Washington, and also take the same classes towards your associate degree. And so again, this program is for high school students that did not complete their high school in their home country. Also, twice a year, we have a transfer fair, and we have over 90 different university representatives come to our campus to meet with our students. So this is an excellent way for our students to meet these representatives, to find out what the admission requirements are for each university. And also, each student gets to ask questions and find out what the great opportunity is for each school. If you are looking for a scholarship or a grant, this is also an opportunity to ask these questions. If depending on your GPA, your grade point average, if you are a good student, and also as a transfer student, many universities, when you're applying as a transfer student from a community college or a college, as we are, they give a great scholarship for transfer students because they are looking at your grade point average and other things that you have done while you were a student at the college. So they are open to give great scholarship for transfer students. So where do students transfer? Where are our students have been accepted to? Well, we have students going all over the places. So we have students depending on your major, depending on the location where you would like to transfer to. If you want to stay on the Pacific Coast, in the Seattle, California area, maybe Oregon. There's 50 states in the United States, and each state has a university, at least one university in them. So you can transfer anywhere. We have students going to Michigan and Indiana and Purdue and Boston, New York, Texas, Arizona, and so all over United States. But you are not limited to these states and to the United States. We have students also transferring to British Columbia, to Canada. After they complete their first 2 years with us, they can transfer to Canada and complete 2 more years and receive their bachelor degree. We have students going to United Kingdom. We have students transferring to Netherlands. We have students transferring to Prague, to in Czech Republic. I know I have at least 3 students right now that are studying in Prague. So there are many universities that will accept our students, and students will be successful at these universities in the future. We do provide excellent student services for our international students. Our international programs department serves only international students. So we have advising team, we have on-site housing team, we have comprehensive orientation, advising that works with each individual student. We have university transfer fairs, as I mentioned, twice a year, organized just for our students, but then we also invite students that are domestic and live in the area. We have a variety of different clubs, activities. We take students on different trips, whether it's Seattle, we have Tulips Festival, we have hiking trips, ski trips, so many different things that you can join, and also many different clubs that you can just enjoy on campus. If there's not a club that you would like to join, you can actually create your own. So if there's like over 60 different clubs, or 80 different clubs actually, I think. And if you don't see, there's a whole list of them. And if you don't see something that you like and you would like to join, and you can come up with a club of your own, then you can apply and create your own club. And actually that looks really good when you transfer. So when you transfer, universities look not just at your grades, which is great and you need them, but they also look at what else have you done? What extra curriculum stuff that you have done? Have you joined clubs? Have you been active? Have you been a leader? Have you been, doing things that kind of stand out and that you look good on the application when you apply? So all these things are important. So make sure that, I always tell students, make sure you get involved, make sure you stay active. And because that helps you improve English, that helps you be active and meet new students, meet new people, and just enjoy your life while you're a student, and make new connections, right? And the easy application process is at the college is, it's very easy, because when you go to university, you need SAT, you need essays, you need different things, you need high TOEFL, you need lots of different things, recommendations letters. But when you apply to college, and so the process is quite simple. So for Green River College, you just basically complete application. You show that you have $21,000 in the bank account. So if it's your parents, then they just have to show the bank account showing this amount. Nothing has to be paid up front, just showing that you have the funds. You pay the application fee, which is $50. There's also a $300 housing placement fee, and that includes your airport pickup and a copy of your passport. So we need a copy of your passport. If you are English proficient and you do not need intensive English program, then your TOEFL has to be 61, IELTS 5.5, a minimum of 5.0 from each module. And recently, during COVID, we have been accepting Duolingo. And so that has to be 95, minimum of 95. And then also recommended official transcript in English if you are applying for a high school completion program. So we must have that if you're applying for a high school completion program. And the required age to apply is 16. And so this is kind of the end of my presentation. And I would just like to invite each and every student to check out our website. There are so much information on our website. Please check out our virtual tour on our website. If you go to www.greenriver.edu/international, you will find all kind of information. Also, feel free to email us, and I will be the one responding to you. And that email is international@greenriver.edu. So Green River for college and .edu for education. And again, my name is Oksana Knyaz, and I am a Ukrainian. I was born and raised in Ukraine, and this is my 30th year in the United States. So I've been here for a long time, and I was a student at Green River after I finished high school in the United States. And then after I graduated from Greenriver, they asked me to work for them. And so I've been with Greenriver since 1996, so a long time. And then also my kids have studied there. My son has transferred to university. He's studying in Arizona right now. And my daughter has taken some classes at Greenriver as well and will continue in the future. So I am looking forward to each of you to at least check out our website, but also I'm hoping that some of you will watch this video and be interested enough to ask questions, to email, to look at our website, to check out the virtual video, and reach out to the DEC agency. And they have sent us students before. They were successful and transferred on to universities. Some are doing OPT after they graduated with us. I have a couple of students currently, one in Boston, actually two in Boston, one from this agency, one in California, and I have some students right now currently studying. So if you would like to maybe connect with some of these students, reach out and speak with them about their experience, I would be happy to put you in touch with them. And again, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Christian Cano, and I am the recruitment manager of Capilano University, the recruitment manager for international students. I work for the Center for International Experience, and my job is to help out international students that are interested in coming to study in Canada. I'll give a little bit of an introduction because a lot of people are still a little bit unaware of many things about Canada. So I like to start this one. We have a lot of people think that Canada is very far away, it's very cold, that it's like, extremely distant, especially because we are on top of the United States. So a lot of people think that it's extremely far. But actually, when you look at the latitude of most Canadian cities, you will notice that most of the Canadian cities, or where most Canadians live, are very similar to European cities. So for example, Vancouver, where Capilano University is located, is very similar to the latitude of Paris. Or if you look at Toronto, it's very similar to the latitude of Nice in France, or Montreal as Venice, Italy. And actually Winnipeg has a very similar latitude as Kiev in Ukraine. So we are not that far. Most Canadian cities are in the south. Most Canadians are very close to the American border. And we don't have that many cities, and most of us are in the south. There are very few cities in the north, and there are also very small communities. So I usually like to start just kind of giving you an idea of what's happening, like the different latitudes of Canada, so you get an idea that we are not as far as people like to think. One thing I like to start is mentioning why choosing Canada is a great option. So first of all, the quality of education. We have an amazing education system, one of the best education systems in the world, especially when you're talking about public institutions like public colleges, universities, institutes, high schools. They're usually known for having very high quality of education. One thing why they're very famous is because the main reason of public institutions is to train people for the current demand in that region. So for example, I will give you a little bit of an idea. When we're looking at colleges and universities in British Columbia, we offer programs where you will be able to find employment in that specific region. So for example, we have Capilano, we have some tourism programs, film, animation. So Vancouver is very known for having a big film and animation industry. We're also tourism is a big industry us as well. So that's why we are training people to work in those areas so we can improve our economy. But for example, we don't have petroleum and gas here in British Columbia. So we don't offer any programs related to that. So if you want to learn about that, you will probably have to go to a province where you will be able to find employment in that area. So for example, Alberta or Saskatchewan will have programs related to the oil and gas industry. So that gives you an idea that usually when you're choosing to a university, it's because the government wants to invest in training you to work in that industry in that specific region. Canada has a very welcoming environment. We have people from all over the world here. Some cities, usually the bigger cities, you will meet more communities from different countries. But even if you go to some of the small cities, you will meet a lot of people from all over the world. It is a very safe country, so it's very rare for unsafe things to happen. One of the big things is that we have opportunities to get work experience during and after the studies. While you are studying in Capilano, or when you study in Canada, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week. And when you go on vacation, you're allowed to work 40 hours per week. And when you graduate, you can apply for a 3-year postgraduate work permit. And that opens a lot of opportunities if you decide to apply maybe later for permanent residence or Canadian citizenship. It does help a lot. And then the next one is the low cost of education. When you're choosing Canada, Canada offers universities and colleges that are very affordable, especially when you compare it to the UK, Australia, the United States, and other English-speaking countries. Canada is usually the cheapest country to study. So there is basically no reason why not to come to Canada. Now, I'd like to talk about Vancouver. So this is where we are located. Vancouver is a beautiful city. We are the 3rd largest city in Canada. A lot of people like it because we have a very mild climate. So we don't have very cold winters. When we get snow, it usually melts in 1 day or 2. Sometimes we have winters where we don't get any snow. It is an excellent tourist destination. So as I mentioned, that's why we have a tourism program. It's a beautiful place to visit. We did have the Winter Olympics in 2010, and that's why we get many people still coming here, because they want to go ski and snowboard in an Olympic destination. But we also have a beautiful beaches. We're next to the ocean, next to the mountains. So you can also come, and especially in the summertime, it's a beautiful place. Very multicultural. It is, as I said, it's one of the big metropolis of Canada. So you get to meet people from all over the world here. It is very close to Whistler, Victoria, Tofino, Seattle, Portland, so close to the United States, Rocky Mountains. And if you have a little bit more time, maybe you can take maybe like a 1-week vacation to the Yukon and see the Northern Lights. California is just 3 hours away. You can go to San Francisco, Los Angeles, Mexico. We are maybe like 4.5 hours away by plane, or Hawaii, just 6 hours away by plane. So a lot of people go there when they have a little bit of time to take maybe like during the winter time, just to go and have some tropical vacation. And then the first part that I didn't mention, I just want to spend a little bit more time on it, is the visa transfer system. Each province in Canada has a different education system, or a Ministry of Education. So when you look at our education system, you will see that we have something that standardizes education for colleges and universities. So it is very normal for you to start your studies at one small institution and transfer maybe later to a big research university, or sometimes you can start in the big research university and transfer to a smaller institution. So basically, it's easy for you to go from one place to another. So basically to find your path. So just because you start your studies in one institution doesn't mean that you will finish them there, and it is very common. So I will start talking about Capilano. I like to start looking at the picture and just notice how much nature we have, just because later I'm going to show you a big campus picture, and you'll see that it's kind of hard to show you a full picture of our campus, just because we have trees covering our buildings everywhere. So just basic things to know about us. We were founded in 1968. It is a teaching and learning university with a campus in North Vancouver. The main campus is in North Vancouver. We have a smaller campus right there as well. We have a student residence. We have about 9,000 students and close to 2,500 international students from about 80 countries. We have 20 to 40 minutes. We're 20 to 40 minutes away from downtown Vancouver. We offer diplomas, or the 2-year programs, degrees, and postgraduate studies. And we also have our average class size of about 25 to 30 students, maximum 40. And for EAP, which is English for academic purposes, maximum 22. And we are the first public institution in British Columbia to have American accreditation. And actually, once again, you see just how much nature covers the trees. So this is a map of Vancouver, so it gives you an idea of where we are. So North Vancouver is basically what we call the playground of Vancouver, because we have 3 big mountains here. We have Cypress Mountain, Grouse Mountain, and Mount Seymour. And these are places where people go to ski and snowboard in the winter, or they go to hike in the summertime. So it's very beautiful to go and explore. We also have Capilano Suspension Bridge, one of the longest suspension bridges in the world. And we have also Deep Cove. This is a place where you can go kayaking, paddleboarding, and hiking. So basically, we're one of the few, I guess, neighborhoods in Vancouver where you actually can ski and snowboard and hang out at the beach very close. So basically, from Capilano to Grouse Mountain or Mount Seymour is maybe like 20 minutes away, and Deep Cove is also about 20 minutes away from the campus. So you could go and ski in the morning and then hang out at the beach in the afternoon, and all within half an hour. So it is, especially during the springtime, you can do both things. We do have our student residence right here. It's not on campus. It's about 10-15 minutes away from the university. And then we also have a smaller campus in a place called Lonsdale, which is like the downtown area of North Vancouver. Downtown Vancouver is right here. So it is, say, like 20 to 40 minutes away from downtown Vancouver in public transportation. But yeah, lots of places to go and visit. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So basically, we get to why choosing Capilano University. First of all, location. So as I told you, Vancouver is a beautiful place to visit. It is a gorgeous place. So you can see in the background North Vancouver, and then the mountains that I was mentioning. You can see Cypress, Grouse, and Seymour, and then some other mountains that are in the background. And the next one is surrounded by nature. So as I said earlier, lots of buildings are hidden in the trees, so it is quite hard to see them. But we have about 10 buildings here, and also there are some residential areas here. But once again, the trees are covering some of them. So it is a very green area. We are next to a place called Lynn Valley. So it's also, if you want to go hiking and just explore nature, it's just 10 minutes away from the university, just by walking. So you can see little waterfalls and beautiful, beautiful paths and lots of nature. We have our student residence, so this is a big thing that we are able to offer student accommodations. Not all the colleges or universities in Vancouver have this option, so in many cases you have to find it on your own. This is not compulsory. You have the option to rent an apartment or stay with a homestay family, but if you want to stay at a student residence, we can also help you with that. Quality of education. We're a public university, as I said, so basically our mandate is to train you to work in areas where there is demand for work in. The next one is practical experience. So a lot of our programs come with practicums or with co-ops or internships. So usually our students are industry ready. Affordable tuition. So that's another one. Like not only Capilano, it's cheaper because we're in Canada, but also when you compare our tuition fees with other Canadian universities, we are also quite affordable. Capilano University used to be a college. We became a university in 2008, and we still have the tuition fees like if we were a college. So even though we're a university now, we are still charging you like if you were going to a college. So that has a big advantage for you. Teaching focus. So the main job of the teachers is to teach. And I know that this sounds very obvious, that this is what most teachers will probably do, but we have two kinds of universities in Canada. We have the research universities and the teaching universities. So in the research universities, the main job of your professors is to do research. So in that case, they're not always are going to have time to be meeting with the students, and sometimes they don't even teach students. In the case of Capilano, the main job of the teachers is to teach and to support you. And that's why we also have small classrooms, so that way it's easier for them to support you, so they get to know you by name. And also the small classrooms really help you to connect with your classmates. And also the teachers are industry experts, so they have many years of experience before they can teach. In some areas like film, we have teachers that have more than 15 years of experience before they can teach at the university. So I'll start talking about the programs. One thing that is very nice about us is that most of our programs have the option, like if you're looking for a bachelor degree, we have the 4-year bachelor degrees, but most of them also have the option to be a 2-year diploma. Business is our biggest faculty. So of course we have our bachelors and diplomas in business administration. You can do concentrations in accounting, marketing, finance, human resources, or international business. We also have communications, and we also have legal studies, which is a paralegal program. Our bachelor degree of legal studies is the first bachelor degree of legal studies in Canada, and currently the only one in Western Canada. We also have something called North American Business Management. So these are postgrad programs. So these are for people that already finished university and are looking for a little bit more education. So we have 3 different ones. We usually call them NABU, just because, just to make it easy, but they stand for North American Business Management. So we have 3 different options. We have the first one where you can study with us for 1 year. So each term is 4 months. This program starts in September and January. So the first term is very general, but then the second semester, you can start a specialization in finance, not accounting, finance, marketing, international business, and human resources. And when you finish these studies, you can apply for, you're eligible to apply for a 1-year postgraduate work permit. The most popular program that we have is our NABU Applied, which is 3 terms, which is exactly the same as this, but this one comes with a practicum of 4 months. So that practicum makes the program into a 2-year program. And then when you graduate, you can apply for a 3-year postgraduate work permit. So basically, these studies, we do them without a vacation. So you will be studying about 12 months. If you start in January, you do take a little bit of a 2-month break in the summertime. But if you start in September, you basically, like, if you start classes in September for the first term, you do the second one in January, this one will be in May, and then you will be finished by the end of the summer. And then you start your practicum in September, and by December of the next year, you will be finished with all of your program, and then you can apply for your 3-year postgraduate work permit. So this is a very popular program. It's quite affordable as well. It's about $33,000 in Canadian dollars. And we also have the option to make it into a master's degree. So it is basically the exact same thing for the first 3 terms. You come back to study for 1 term with us at Capilano University, very focused on international business. You do 1 term in the UK. We have a partnership with the University of Hertfordshire. So you study there for 1 term, and then your last term, you do your thesis. So when you graduate, you get a graduate diploma in North American Business Management, a Master's of Science in International Business from the University of Hertfordshire. And because you finish a program in Canada, you're still eligible for a 3-year postgraduate work permit. Now, the next area, as I said earlier, is film and animation. So we have our School of Motion Picture Arts. For motion picture arts, we have a diploma and a bachelor degree. This is great for those people that want to study, want to do become directors, producers, film editors. As I said, we have a huge film production here in Vancouver. Vancouver is known as Hollywood North. We have the 3rd largest film production in the world. So of course, after Hollywood. We also have 2D and 3D animation. 3D animation is focused for film and games. We have costuming, digital visual effects, and documentary. One thing to keep in mind is that we have the biggest film studio in a university in Canada. So it gives you an idea of like what we have to offer. We have state-of-the-art facilities, teachers that currently work in the film industry. So it's very common to see your teachers have worked with people like Ryan Reynolds, Adam Sandler, Leonardo DiCaprio, and many more. So it is a very exciting faculty and a very, very, very close-knit community. We also have the performing arts. So we have our jazz studies. We also have, like as I say, bachelor degree. That one also has an option for a diploma, music diploma, arts and entertainment management, acting, musical theater, technical theater, conducting. So we do have quite a lot of options in this area. I like to say that this faculty brings a lot of life to the university. You can hear them playing music, preparing for plays, wearing beautiful costumes, and they just make it really exciting to make the campus very lively. And we also have our school of design. So it's called the IDEA School of Design. IDEA stands for illustration, design, elements, and applications. And then we have the bachelor degree of visual communication. So it's like a graphic design program, but it also has an illustration component. So that's why we don't like to call it a graphic design program. So you do have to draw very, very well. It requires a portfolio. It's a very competitive program, but it's a fantastic program, very recognized here in Vancouver. So lots of other students, usually like companies are looking for the idea students. So that's what they're known in Vancouver, usually in the advertising industry. Then we have our oldest faculty, the School of Global and Community Studies. So we have our bachelor degree in tourism management. We are the only public university in Vancouver with a bachelor degree in tourism management, and we are the only one in British Columbia with concentration. So we have the adventure tourism concentration and hotel and resort management concentration. We also have our bachelor and diploma in kinesiology, so people interested in exercise science, physical education. So lots of options. We also have diploma. So if you don't want to come for a 4-year degree, you can do a tourism management co-op diploma. And we also have a diploma in tourism management international. This one is very popular with international students, especially because you get to, we accept you with a lower English level. We accept you with a 5.5 IELTS, because in the tourism industry, if you speak a second language, we assume that you will be able to communicate with your clients in your first language. So just because you speak 2 languages, we give you a little bit of a leeway with the entry level. We also have outdoor recreation, and we also have a postbac in tourism management. So it's called Global Hospitality and Tourism Management. It has a very similar format to the NABU Applied program. It is 12 months of studies, 4 months of work practicum, and it is for those people that already finished a bachelor degree. One of the questions that I get from the students is, do I need to have a bachelor degree in tourism to get into this program? And the answer is no. You can come to the postgrad or the post-baccalaureate diploma without having any studies in tourism. It is completely okay for you to change your career. For business, for the North American business management programs, we do prefer students to have a background in business, but if you don't have a background in business, we will ask you to take an academic course called Business Essentials. Now, we also have our education and human development. So we have our early childhood care and education diploma and bachelor degree. And if you don't have the English language requirement, we do have an early childhood care and education pathway program. So you can start the program studying English while you study early childhood care and education. And we also have a bachelor in music therapy. This is the first music therapy program in North America. Now, we do have also some bachelor degrees in social sciences. So we have applied behavior analysis. This is to work with people with autism. It is the only applied behavior analysis program in Canada. And we also have our Bachelor of Arts with a major in interdisciplinary studies. So this is basically humanities and social sciences. Now, you don't have to finish with us. We do have Associate of Arts programs where you can start with us and transfer to University of British Columbia or Simon Fraser University. So we have options in art history, creative writing, psychology, and many more, economics, political studies, sociology. So lots of options, but you do have the option to finish with us. We also have our sciences. In sciences, everything will be university transfer. So we have our associate degree in biology and the general one in science. So you can take courses in astronomy, chemistry, computing science, mathematics, physics, physical geography. So basically you can study with us for 2 years and then transfer later to UBC or Simon Fraser University or University of Victoria. And we also have our certificate and diploma in engineering. So Usually with the certificate, it's for people that are thinking of going to the engineering program at UBC. So if you finish the certificate in 1 year with a GPA of 3.1, you have guaranteed acceptance to the second year of any engineering program at University of British Columbia. So it is also a very good option. And we also have preparatory and pathway programs. So we have a business and early childhood care and education pathway. But basically, if you need to study English with us, we can help you with that. Usually, in this case of English, it's very good that you're working with your agency, because we need to know what level of English you have right now, so we can create a study plan, and then we can decide what is your best option. Now, admissions. So we usually, and this is also why it's very important to be working with an agency, and why it's good that you have some support, because each program has different admission requirements. But like, I'll give you an overview. For business, it's usually an English language requirement, IELTS, TOEFL, I'm going to show you in the next slide, high school graduation, and then we're going to be looking at your mathematics from grade 11 with a 60% or equivalent. Or if you're coming for arts and sciences, we're going to be looking basically at the same thing, but we need you to have 2 qualifying grade 12 courses with a minimum 60% average. But our programs may require a portfolio or an audition or a letter of intent. So it's always very good to check our website, to speak with your agent, to make sure that you have the correct admission requirements. For English, we usually ask you for a 6.5 IELTS, nothing lower than 6.0. Or you can also take the TOEFL IBT or the CAIL or the LTS, which you can only take in Canada, or the PTE. And currently we are accepting Duolingo. We are taking Duolingo level 110, which will be the equivalent of 6.5 IELTS. But as I said, we also have English for academic purposes, and we can help you with a little bit of pathway. So for example, if you have a 5.5 IELTS with nothing lower than 5.0, you can take 16 hours of English per week, and we'll let you take 1 academic course, which could be in business or humanities or sciences. And we also have, if you have a 6.0, nothing lower than 5.5 or the equivalent, you can take 12 hours of English per week and 2 academic courses. We also have some pathway partners. So maybe if your English level is a little bit lower, you could go to one of our pathway partners and then transfer later to Capilano. So we can also help you with this. Applications are usually online. So this is very important to do with your agency. Make sure that your agency is supporting you. The application is $135. Then once we receive the documents, we receive your letter of offer. You accept the offer by paying $5,000 deposit. Then you receive the letter of acceptance. Then after that, you will be able to access our welcome guide, register for courses, and attend orientation. Application deadlines are usually for September. We recommend that you apply before March 31st. For January, we recommend that you apply before September 15, and for May, before January 31st. But some programs may have different deadlines. So same thing, it's very important to have the support of your agency, so you make sure that you don't miss the deadline. One thing is applications open 11 months before the program starts. So for example, if you're thinking of coming in January of next year, applications open the first week of February of this year. Processing times usually for business, tourism, arts and sciences, English for academic purposes, and pathway, it's about 2 weeks. Some programs are more competitive. So if you're coming for early childhood care, engineering, legal studies, and human kinetics, we wait to receive all of the applications, and then we give you the answer in May. And then for the programs in the fine and applied arts, we ask you, these programs require interviews or auditions. So we do them in February and in April, but some programs are very popular. So for example, motion picture arts only has interviews in February. So I leave it here. I'll be more than happy to connect with you in the future. And I hope to connect you and to welcome you here at Capilano University in Vancouver as soon as things get better. And thank you so much for watching this presentation.
Добрый день, меня зовут Валентина Воскресенская, я представляю Джордж Браун колледж. Сегодня я вам расскажу об обучении в одном из самых лучших колледжей Канады и о том, какие перспективы оно открывает. Джордж Браун колледж – первый шаг к успешной карьере в Канаде. Джордж Браун колледж – это государственный колледж, который находится в центре самого большого города Канады – Торонто. Множество кампусов и студенческая резиденция удобно расположены вблизи общественного транспорта и городских достопримечательностей. Как я уже упомянула, Джордж Браун колледж – это государственный колледж, и на данный момент в колледже обучаются более 30 тысяч студентов, 30% из которых – это иностранные студенты из 150 стран мира. Многонациональная среда обучения отражает культурное разнообразие Торонто. Программы ориентированы на карьеру и разработаны с учетом требований индустрии. Почему Джордж Браун колледж? Джордж Браун колледж – это уникальные и специализированные программы, отзывчивые и интегрированные службы поддержки, высокий уровень качества подготовки и трудоустройства выпускников, прочные партнерские связи с работодателями и широкие возможности трудоустройства. 89% работодателей довольны выпускниками Джордж Браун колледжа. И на данный момент 100% программ содержат практическую составляющую. На данный момент иностранным студентам доступно более 170 программ. Вы можете выбрать из множества программ разного уровня. Это сертификационные программы одногодичные, двухгодичные дипломные программы, трехгодичный продвинутый диплом, программа бакалавриата, 4 года обучения и постдипломное образование. Все программы ориентированы на требования рынка труда и доступны в следующих областях. Бизнес, гостиничный бизнес и кулинария, искусство, дизайн и информационные технологии, строительство и инженерные технологии, социальные услуги и дошкольное образование, здравоохранение, а также подготовительные общеобразовательные программы, включая английский язык для академических целей и AP. Программы колледжа распределены по 7 различным центрам. И первый центр – это центр гостиничного бизнеса и кулинарных искусств. По окончании обучения вы сможете найти работу в следующих сферах: кулинария и кондитерское дело, разработка меню и диет, разработка рецептуры и продуктов питания, управление отелями и туристическими курортами, ресторанный бизнес, организация мероприятий и конференций, управление туризмом. Бизнес. По окончании обучения вы можете найти работу в следующих сферах: корпоративная бухгалтерия и налогообложение, инвестиционные продажи и финансовое планирование, логистика и международная торговля, маркетинговые исследования и анализ, управление проектами, управление персоналом, обучение и развитие персонала, управление малым бизнесом и предпринимательская деятельность. Центр искусств, дизайна и информационных технологий. Здесь по окончании обучения вы сможете найти работу в таких сферах, как графический дизайн, дизайн и производство одежды, управление и мерчендайзинг, танцы, дизайн и производство ювелирных украшений, рекламный бизнес и корпоративные коммуникации, системное администрирование и поддержка, разработка компьютерных и видеоигр и программирование. Центр строительства и инженерных технологий. И здесь по окончании обучения вы сможете найти работу в сферах проектирование, дизайн и городское планирование, строительство, ремонт и реставрация зданий, экологический консалтинг, управление проектами и генеральный подряд, контроль качества и проектирование инфраструктуры, электромеханические инженерные технологии, автоматизация строительных конструкций. Околомедицинские специальности. И по окончании обучения вы сможете найти работу в следующих сферах. Это специализированные профессии в сфере здравоохранения, классификация, статистика и работа с медицинскими базами данных, административный персонал в клиниках и больницах, прикладной поведенческий анализ и терапия. Социальные услуги и дошкольное образование. Здесь доступны программы в сфере социальной работы и работы с детьми дошкольного возраста. Программа EAP «Английский язык для академических целей» – эта программа состоит из 9 уровней обучения, каждой продолжительностью 8 недель. Ваш уровень знания английского языка оценивается с помощью языкового теста, и вы начинаете обучение с того уровня, который соответствует вашему уровню знаний. Языковая программа готовит вас к освоению академической программы колледжа. Также в этом году у нас появились новые программы. Это бакалавр в бренд-дизайне, Bachelor of Brand Design Program, Bachelor of Food Studies Program, это программа бакалавриата, и также постдипломные программы Applied Artificial Intelligence Solution Development Program, Web Development from End Design, Mobile Application Development and Strategy Program. Если вы не знаете, какую программу выбрать, вы можете посмотреть наши видео по каждой программе. А чтобы узнать больше, можно воспользоваться сервисом Career Coach. Пользоваться им очень просто. Вы вводите определенную специальность, либо программу, которой вы заинтересованы. Допустим, введем программу Dental Technician. И здесь вы сможете увидеть, какая приблизительно средняя зарплата в этой профессии, какая средняя, какая начальная и какого максимума можно ожидать, сколько сейчас есть вакансий на этой программе. И дальше вы можете посмотреть, на кого вы можете учиться в Джордж Браун колледже, чтобы потом работать по этой специальности. Подача документов. Требования к поступлению. Для того, чтобы поступить на выбранную программу, необходимо предоставить следующие документы. Окончить полную среднюю школу и ее эквивалент, произвести оплату регистрационного взноса в размере 95 канадских долларов, предоставить доказательства владения английским языком, если английский язык не является официальным языком вашей страны. Здесь указаны требования к знанию английского языка. И если вы идете на дипломные программы, вам нужно будет предоставить IELTS 6.0, минимум 5.5 в каждой секции. Это важно, чтобы минимум был не меньше, чем 5.5. Если вы хотите идти на постдипломные программы, то IELTS должен быть повыше 6.5, минимум 6.0 в каждой секции. И на бакалавриат, соответственно, тоже 6.5, минимум 6.0. На данный момент мы принимаем Duolingo тест, и здесь вы можете увидеть, какой балл нужно набрать для той или иной программы. И также на некоторые программы нужны дополнительные документы. Допустим, если вы хотите поступать на графический дизайн или на видеодизайн, то вам потребуется предоставить портфолио своих работ или пройти интервью. Также, если вы поступаете на программы постдипломные, то вам нужно предоставить не аттестат об окончании школы, а диплом об окончании университета. Стоимость обучения. В большинстве своем дипломные программы стоят около 17 тысяч канадских долларов. Здесь вы видите цену 15 тысяч канадских долларов, и это цена только за обучение. Но когда вы получите свой инвойс, туда будет входить цена за обучение, страховку, регистрационные сборы, сборы за материалы, и, в общем, вся вместе сумма выйдет около 17 тысяч канадских долларов. Если вас интересует программа бакалавриата, то она будет стоить около 20 тысяч канадских долларов. И здесь вы можете ознакомиться с приблизительными сопутствующими расходами. Книги и материалы будут стоить около 1200 канадских долларов в год. Проживание тоже варьируется в зависимости от того, где вы хотите проживать. Транспорт и медицинское страхование. Цикл подачи и рассмотрения документов. Подача и рассмотрение документов у нас цикличная. Допустим, подача документов на сентябрь 2021 года открылась еще 14 декабря 2020 года. И некоторые программы на сентябрь 2021 года уже закрыты. Однако обучение начинается на большинстве программ в сентябре. Также начинаются некоторые программы в январе. И совсем небольшое количество программ еще начинается и в мае. Поэтому, если вы вдруг не успели подать документы на сентябрь, и у программы есть начало занятий в январе, то вы сможете смело подать заявление на понравившуюся вам программу 5 апреля. Также я бы хотела упомянуть, что все иностранные студенты во время учебы имеют право подрабатывать 20 часов в неделю и во время каникул подрабатывать 40 часов в неделю. И после окончания обучения студенты имеют право получить открытую рабочую визу, равную сроку обучения на академической программе. То есть, если вы отучились год, то вы имеете право получить открытую рабочую визу на год. Если вы отучились 2 года, то имеете право получить открытую рабочую визу на 2-3 года. Отучились 3 года, имеете право получить открытую рабочую визу на 3 года. И если вы отучились 4 года на бакалавриате, также вы можете получить открытую рабочую визу на 3 года. Также у нас в колледже есть всевозможные службы поддержки для студентов. Это библиотека, репетиторы, студенты-наставники, а также консультации по продолжению образования. Также есть международный центр, куда могут обращаться иностранные студенты, студенческая ассоциация, консультации. Есть спортивный зал и спортивные команды. Спортивный зал могут посещать иностранные студенты бесплатно. А также есть поддержка трудоустройства, это карьерные сервисы, которыми студенты могут пользоваться с самого первого дня занятий. Там вам помогут составить резюме, отрепетировать собеседование, также проходят разные воркшопы, взаимодействие с представителями индустрии и ярмарки вакансий. Старт GBC — это база данных и поиск вакансий для студентов Джордж Браун колледжа, а также прикладные исследовательские проекты в сотрудничестве с отраслевыми партнерами. На этом все. Спасибо большое за внимание. Мы с нетерпением ждем вас в нашем сообществе Джордж Браун колледж. Пожалуйста, присоединяйтесь к нам в Инстаграме, заходите на сайт georgebrown.ca/international, присоединяйтесь в группе в Фейсбуке, и также есть много интересных видео на YouTube. Спасибо большое и всего доброго.